Hello, Days of Our Lives fans. This is for Wednesday, October the 2nd. Please like, subscribe, and share. And thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that like button even if you haven't subscribed. It throws us back up in the algorithms. Well, Kristin is on the warpath. EJ, you don't have a bit of evidence. I see you put Brady back in jail. What do you think you're doing? And he's like, so, sister, I see you haven't heard the news. Sara remembered. And she said, what? She all of a sudden remembered? She's lying, EJ. Marlena couldn't even get her to remember under hypnosis. And then all of a sudden she remembers. And EJ's like, I'm going to prosecute him, Kristin. So Tate goes to visit his dad. And Brady's apologizing to him for the day before. He's like, Dad, you mean passed out drunk? And Brady's like, that's the thing, son. I didn't drink. And he tells Tate what happened. And Tate seems to believe him. And he also shares with him that him and Holly are on the outs and why. And Brady says, don't be hard on her. You know, she's hurt. She has every reason to hate us. Anyway, Eric's on the path, man. He's going to prove his brother innocent. He goes to Xander and he's like, I want to know what you were doing in my parents' house with my brother alone in the first place. And he's like, what do you mean? What do you think? He ran over my Sara. I was over there talking to him about Sara. And he said, no, I'm on to you, Xander. I know what you did. You took a page out of your daddy's playback and hired you a henchman. Brady said he ran into a guy he didn't know that shook his hand, and it was like a scratch on his hand. I know what you did. All I got to do is prove it. And he tells him he's going to call the cops if he don't get out of there. So Brady's like, yeah, I'll go, but I'll be back. So Xander pulls out his gun and says something to the effect that makes me think that he's still going to kill Brady. Fiona takes Sara to the park. They're bonding. She tells Sara she loves her, and she's just so glad she contacted her and she got to know her granddaughter and stuff. And she tells her she feels guilty about Brady because she was with him that night. And she also tells Sara that she knows she's lying about seeing him. And Sara explains to her what happened, and she's just crying, and she's like, I totally understand. So, you know, now they're all just lying. Poor Brady. But who's listening in the bushes? Eric. I don't think he heard much of anything, but we'll see. Oh, little witch face Sophia sees Holly in the square, and she runs to rub it in her face. She said, congratulations on your new job. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she said, oh, aren't you working for the DA as a private detective? And she lets Holly know she knows all about her little stunt because Tate's been coming to her for comfort. And she's listening, getting more ticked off. And she said, too bad you're not more compassionate towards your boyfriend. I can't wait to get him into my bed. And that just set Holly off, and she slapped her across the face. The slap heard around the world. Well, who saw her slap her? Your boy, Tate. He comes running over. Holly, what's wrong with you? Sophia, are you okay? It even made me sick. But I'm done with Holly anyway. You know, she has been awful to Tate. And, you know, and she says, you know, well, she's right. I did start it. And he's like, I don't care who started what. She shouldn't have slapped you. And then he said, I'm done. And Holly said, what are you talking about, Tate? Are you breaking up with me? And he just looked at her, and there's Sophia standing there. And so he broke up with her. And, you know, she deserves it. I'm sick of Holly. You know, she's got some anger about Eric that she's taking out on everybody else, and she needs to talk to somebody about that. Meanwhile, Kristin goes and tells Brady, I got a plan. I'm going to make Sara disappear. I can have her on that island by tomorrow. You know, the same island she kept her on for years. And Brady's like, no. And she said, or we could pull a Connie and just get rid of her altogether. And she storms out there and she said, you can't stop me, Brady. You need to think about Rachel. Oh, he was just so aggravated. And she took off, and she's aggravated. She gets home. She's talking to Stefano's picture. Dad, I know you hated John Black, but his son, he's a good man. And he's the father of my child. What can I do to help him? And out of the basement crawls who? None other than our boy, Rolf. I love Rolf. He cracks me up. And that's a wrap for today.